Hey everybody, so I just put a video on YouTube about getting ready for this cruise, 17-day cruise from Costa Cruise Line. It's an Italian ship. I was at first worried more about the language barriers because it is an Italian cruise ship. It is mostly European passengers, mostly older than me, and they are pretty much strictly Italian. So all of the food comes from Italy. Most of everything that's spoken there is supposedly Italian as well. But that was actually why I chose them. I'm on a diet. I want to eat healthy. I don't want to go on a cruise line that is going to tempt me to go way off my diet. And I really wanted to visit those cities, San Juan, Antigua, Tenerife, Canary Islands, Malaga, Marseille, and Savona, Italy, and then I'll be traveling by bus to Nice, France. And from there, I will be spending a couple of days in Nice and then flying back to Portugal, where I'll be in Portugal for about 24 hours or so. So I'll be spending the day there and then flying on to Washington, D.C. So I am going solo. I booked the cruise for my husband and I, but he does not want to go. His, you know, thing is he's not sure about the whole cruise vacation thing anyway. It was a deal of a lifetime, and I took advantage of it. It was a last minute cruise that I got around Christmas time. And although my nerves were more about going on a vacation by myself, especially for that long, and being on a boat for that long, now we've got to worry about this little icky virus. And I say little icky virus, and that's kind of how I treated this thing, was that it was kind of being blown out of proportion, that it was the flu or a different kind of flu, kind of like the swine flu, and that it would basically, not be a big deal. That, it would be dangerous for those people who, our flu is dangerous for people that had, medical conditions, the people that were old, people that were really young. So I kind of anticipated that, it's the flu. I run the same risk, of getting the flu here that I run of getting it overseas. And so I hadn't really paid attention to it. Until I saw a video this morning from Wuhan with dead people laying on the street covered with blankets. And not just one person, but multiple people laying on their streets dead. There's no flu or virus like flu that strikes people dead in their tracks. There's no city I know anywhere that shuts down an entire city because of the flu. And I kind of, I'd seen Asian people walking around with masks a lot. And I kind of just, I guess maybe generalized that they were just a culture that was very terrified of germs. Had kind of gotten a little fear thing going on about germs. And I just kind of thought it was a cultural thing. But seeing the videos out of Wuhan this morning with people laying in the street dead, and other people riding by that weren't really stopping or concerned about that, or thinking that that was a big deal and that somebody needed to be called like right away, that concerned me, because that says to me that this is not a little virus that's just dangerous to people with health conditions and weakened immune systems. This was something different, and although I'm not necessarily completely terrified about my death, because I've lived a good life, I am an empty nester, my kids are doing great. I've, I guess, done what I came to the world to do, and that's have a family and be a mom. I am concerned about leaving my children in a world like this and not knowing what the prognosis is for our world. I'm gonna have to go because of the dogs, but I'll talk about it later, and maybe I'll do a video on my suitcase on what I'm taking in preparation for whatever's going to happen.